Hey, what is going on, guys? Boy, Trent's back in video, and Ole Miss fans. Well, tonight's game it was disappointing to say the least. Tonight, Ole Miss was on the road at Auburn, and let's just say, yeah, the game it was bad. It was embarrassing for Ole Miss. The final score was Auburn 82, Ole Miss 59. Ole Miss got beat by 23 points tonight, and to be honest with you, that final score could have been worse. I know there was at one time Auburn was up by 30 something in this game, but Auburn could have definitely won this game by 30 or 35 plus for sure. But anyway, tonight do have my good friend Josh, and we're both going to just kind of give our thoughts and opinions on this game. So, Josh, you appreciate you coming on. Just kind of what was your first reaction, just kind of first thoughts from tonight's game? I mean, I know tonight's game was not a good game for Ole Miss, but just kind of what's some of your quick thoughts?
Well, to really put it in perspective, the 49ers and Packers game is pretty good. Um,
Oh,
Also,
man.
Mortal Kombat 1 on PlayStation 5 was pretty entertaining. But truthfully, it was Auburn dominating Ole Miss. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. There's no way around that. Auburn is a good basketball team.
Oh yeah. There's no doubt they're a very good team. And look, I mean, this is the SEC. I mean, every year SEC has good teams every year. Of course, this year some of the better teams in the SEC, of course, is Kentucky. Tennessee. Of course, Auburn's up there pretty high as well too. But I mean, this Auburn team, look, I got a lot of respect for them. Just being honest with you, I think this Auburn team is a team that should be in the top 10, but they're going to have a good season. I mean, they're going to make it pretty far in the tournament in March. I mean, this is, I wish Ole Miss would have played better tonight, but part of me is almost kind of not surprised at once, but just the outcome, it was a little disappointing. But I mean, but you got to say, tonight Auburn, played pretty good overall, man. Offensively, defensively, I mean, they shut down our best players tonight. I mean, you look at this Ole Miss team, of course, your top three scorers, Morrell, Flanagan, and Murray. I mean, these three guys right here are guys that could each go for 20 plus a night. And then tonight, well, Murray had 8 points, Morrell had 8 points, Flanagan had 10. I mean, they shut down their best scorers. They played good defense. They played good offense. I mean, they just get just one heck of a job when it all comes down to it.
I think that's really your tell of the game is Auburn's defense, more so than anything, was
Mm.
absolutely suffocating. I mean, when they were trying to inbound, I mean, you had a guy right in front of you ready to bat it down. They were not giving any quarter.
Yeah, I mean Auburn. Yeah, they're one heck of a defensive team, man. I mean they do have some tall guys as well too. I mean they got super good, talented players. But that is one thing Auburn is good at is they're a team that's very confident team on defense. They're gonna be right there in your face. They're gonna guard you. They ain't scared of nothing. I mean that's just how they are.
And that's exactly how Bruce Pearl coaches them. He did the
Mhm.
same thing when he was at Tennessee. Smash mouth stuff. I mean, there's no other way to put it than suffocating. You try to take a breath and you're automatically punched in the stomach.
Yeah, I mean that's how Bruce Pearl's teams have been for years. If he's at Auburn, Tennessee in the past, I mean, no matter where he's been at, that's one of the things that Bruce Pearl's teams has always been known for. They've known for being a aggressive team, that not scared of nothing. That's what they're
That's
known
right.
for.
And coming into the game, and the hope meter was not very high about winning this game. It's at Auburn. Auburn being one of the top teams in the SEC, if not the top team in the SEC. Again, you wanted to be more competitive, But hopefully these last two games are a real reality check for this Ole Miss team of, hey, we've got to put it together. Basketball, more than I feel any other sport, is all about chemistry. Last year's chemistry that returned this year is Brakefield and Morrell, really. Everybody else is new. Cissay's new, Flanagan's new, Sharp's new. And that's just, it's something that takes time, but we're in a world where time is not, on your side.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely true. But I mean, going back to this year's schedule so far. I mean, you have to be honest. I mean, this non-conference schedule for Ole Miss, it was a super easy non-conference schedule. I'll be honest with you, we haven't really faced much competition yet until conference play. I mean, we still had Memphis, you still had North Carolina State. I mean, you had a couple of them that were still pretty tough, but I'm talking about just overall, this was still a pretty easy non-conference schedule. But this is definitely a huge wake-up call now, the past couple of games. And I mean, we're realizing that hey, there's some pretty good teams in the lead, and I think our players, or I hope our players, realizing that we're not as good as what we may think we are. But then going back to the new players coming in, I mean, you touched on it pretty good. I mean, this year's team it's basically brand new. I mean, of course, you do have Morrell and a couple guys back, but the chemistry thing is, I think it's still a thing that our players are still trying to learn. I think Coach Beard still trying to learn some of our chemistry as well too.
And you have to add that in as well. A new coach.
Yeah, sure.
I think Beard is going to be fine. We're coming from polar opposites. What Kermit Davis ran compared to what Chris Beard wants to run are two different ends of the spectrum.
Oh yeah, completely different. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Yeah, I mean, if you've been watching any basketball games this year or the last couple of years, there's definitely a huge difference for sure. But I mean, but talking more about this game tonight, just kind of a couple stats. I don't know if you wrote anything down or not, but I wrote a couple things down. But I mean, tonight, I mean, overall, we shot the ball 36.8%. 3-point percentage, we went 4 for 17, 23.5.
23.5.
Yeah, not good at all. I mean, we had 14 turnovers, and there's a bunch of other stats and bunch of things you could say in this video, but just overall, we just did not play good tonight. Auburn played good. They deserve the win.
And this game, I mean, you can go by the first half stats, and you could tell where this was going. On your first half stats, Auburn was 66% from the field. They were 60% from three. Ole Miss, what did we have? We were 46.2% from the field and 22% from three. And 9 rebounds for Ole Miss, 15 for Auburn. Out of those 9 rebounds, only 3 were defensive.
Yeah,
that's not good. That's not going to win many games against anybody.
Yeah, well, I mean, rebounding, it's been a problem for us all year. I mean, here in conference play, even back in non-conference, I mean, rebounding has been a struggle for this Ole Miss team all year, and it's kind of a surprise to me, just because, I mean, if you look back, back before the season started, I'm just kind of assuming, this is just kind of my thinking. I'm like, okay, you got, Sharp, the tallest dude in college basketball. I mean, you got Cissay, 7'1". I mean, of course, Breakfield's a guy, 6'9". So we got size. I mean, when it comes down to it, we're just not bottoming out.
Right.
But anyway, that is pretty much going to wrap up I think our thoughts in this video. Guys, thanks so much for watching. If you could, just please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Would be appreciated. See y'all next one. And, of course, hotty toddy.